The strongest villain has awakened. He is Ryu, a Shinju with the perfect combination, Rinnegan's jiton, or you can call it the magnetic element. You are all wrong. Boruto, who we initially predicted would leak everything about Kawaki, it turns out that Boruto kept the information and did not tell everyone. But because Boruto did not provide detailed information, he was tortured by Ibiki until he was battered. But Shikamaru's plan went perfectly. He teamed up with Mitsuki and managed to make Boruto escape. Oh yeah, welcome to Chapter 14, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. But before we start, please like and subs. Thanks. Spoilers begin with Kashinkoji as a cover in Chapter 14. Then Boruto begins to wake up, and he is sitting in an interrogation room. With his hands handcuffed, Boruto is now with Konohamaru and Ibiki. Boruto tried to remove the handcuffs that sealed his hands, but the useless Konohamaru explained that the handcuffs could not be removed, and you could not use any jutsu, even your special jutsu. In addition, even though the thing is made of electronics, it is able to withstand electric shock, and if Boruto insists, then it will hurt himself. But in this situation, Boruto still asked how his friends were doing, including the state of Konoha from enemy attacks. Despite Boruto's concern for Konoha, it did not have a big effect on Konohamaru to tolerate Boruto. Oh yeah, Konohamaru also told Boruto that some of his friends had died in the attack incident carried out by Shinju. Besides Himawari, Sarada, and Ino Shikacho, they are all safe and sound. In another room, we see Inojin still unconscious. Sakura tries to heal him, but she finds this incredible. She couldn't believe that Inojin was stabbed through the core of his body, but this almost healed him. Thanks to the Kurama chakra, I'd say almost 90% of Inojin's body has been fully restored. Although Chocho and Shikadai seemed worried about Inojin's condition, according to Sakura, the flow of chakra in Inojin's body had been blocked. But that wasn't a problem. Sakura has eased its flow. It probably wouldn't be long before Inojin regained consciousness. By bringing Inojin to the hospital immediately, they had done their best. But if we look at Ino's expression, she seems very worried that her son hasn't recovered yet. By the way, where is Sai? Doesn't he know that his son is being treated yet? Oh yeah, we're back in the room where Boruto is being interrogated. Konohamaru, accompanied by Ibiki, now begins his integration. With this condition, it will be easier to talk to you, and there seems to be a lot. I want to ask you, Boruto, who were the people who attacked the village, and what was their goal? In another room, Amado and the elders seem to be listening to the conversation between them. And not only that, Shikamaru from behind a glass, he was observing the situation where Boruto was being interrogated, and as usual, found out that the conditions under which Boruto was caught. Ada used her Senrigan eyes to spy on them. Knowing this condition, Daemon was a little worried if Boruto leaked everything. Daemon even asked Kawaki what if that happened, and what would you do? Because after all, Kawaki had made up a lie about Boruto killing the Hokage. And that lie was Kawaki's plan. Daemon wondered what their reaction would be if Boruto leaked it all out, but because of those words, Ida told Daemon to shut up and not say that to Kawaki. But with what Daemon said, Kawaki seemed to be too sure of himself that nothing would change. Even Kawaki called Boruto a jerk, and if Boruto said that fact, it would not change the fact that Nanadaime was lost because of him. Damn, I'd love to punch you in the face, you asshole. Oh yeah, according to Kawaki, they wouldn't know when Otsutsuki would regain control of his body, and that was the essence. Sooner or later, Kawaki planned to seek information from him about the mysterious monster in order to deal with it. Then we see Mitsuki somewhere else while waiting for instructions to be given by Shikamaru. And in the interrogation room, Konohamaru asked again about humanoid humans who have consciousness or can be said to be instincts. Boruto explains that they are a reflection of people who have been eaten by Jubi and turned into trees. The person killing your friend and targeting Sarada is named Hidari. His true form is Uncle Sasuke. In addition, Boruto also explained that a Shinju who looks like a girl, she is Mogi-sensei who has turned into a Shinju and has a name as Matsuri. And not only that, Boruto also warned Konohamaru to be careful of the Shinju. Then, Amado also explained that the purpose of Jubi is to eat Otsutsuki to absorb the life of a planet and make it a chakra fruit. But now they have acquired intelligence, and that fact is inevitable because it is based on instinct in general. What they are looking for is intellectual curiosity. It's a kind of emotional movement of new experiences based on knowledge. And maybe that's all they want. In conclusion, by eating Konohamaru, Sarada, and Himawari, they will get all the information they need. Boruto also explained that it could happen. Among them, there was one who became the leader. He is a Shinju who has intelligence and is the trigger for all this. He is the Jura. He is on a different level to other Shinju. There was no original form as seen with Sasuke or Mogi. Jura is the reincarnation of the Ten Tails themselves. That is the core of the crisis we face. An existence that can be called the culprit. In essence, if Boruto can defeat Jura, things that threaten planet Earth will be missed or can be avoided. But with all these explanations, Konohamaru was still not so sure about Boruto's words. In addition, Konohamaru also doubted that and how Boruto could know everything. Konohamaru urged Boruto to say everything in detail about the information he got and where it came from. But Boruto seemed unwilling to answer because it all had to do with Kashin Koji. Although Konohamaru urged Boruto to tell him, he stuck to his stance of not telling him about that person. Boruto also said that this was all for his own good. But because he was dissatisfied with Boruto's answer, Konohamaru said that the reason was not worthy of being said by the ravings of a traitor who was expelled from the village. This useless Konohamaru is not only ungrateful, he is also unaware of his useless position. He even said that everything said by Boruto was not worth believing. But with what Konohamaru said, Boruto thinks that they are all the same. They are the same as wanting to kill Boruto. But with the information Boruto has, he can still live with all the information he has. But who would have thought that the old man would be overconfident and say that it didn't really matter what the threat was? With all their strength, the old man was confident that they could annihilate all the enemies. And that certainly includes you, Boruto. This old fart thinks he can do it all. Sounds very funny. As a rebel, what Boruto said was the same. There was no point. The old man also said that Boruto should never think of living and get out of that room. Damn, this old fart is trying to threaten the goat. Type 1 if you're laughing. And not only that, guys, old Granny Koharu also told Boruto that regarding that matter, I will ask with a sincere heart to express my thoughts, but it all depends on your response. If it doesn't suit and doesn't make me satisfied, maybe I'll kill you in agony. But if your response is the opposite, that won't happen. So answer Boruto, why did you kill the 7th Hokage, and what was the reason behind it all? But before that was answered, there was a flashback where Shikamaru was talking to Boruto. Shikamaru understands Boruto's feelings, but according to Shikamaru, if he has no intention of killing Kawaki, regarding Naruto, Shikamaru wants Boruto to continue doing this with false accusations. Since all these repercussions were caused by Kawaki, Shikamaru also wanted to push him back. But damn it, he can't avoid this fact. But in essence, with the situation and conditions described by Shikamaru, Boruto did not really care about it and made it a problem. Because after all, Boruto's goal remains the same from the beginning. Then we see Shikamaru, who is looking at Boruto from outside while holding his head. He seemed to recall the conversation with Boruto. In Shikamaru's heart, he is still wondering and doubting about his memories. What was caused by Kawaki? What is my reason for trusting Boruto? I don't know and don't understand. Shikamaru's memories and thoughts seem to contradict each other. But in the end, with Shikamaru's decision, he would not let Boruto die in such a place. Then we hear the answer to the old lady's question about why Boruto killed the 7th Hokage. Boruto replied that he didn't kill anyone. The 7th Hokage is still alive with his wife and their condition is still safe. Yep, hearing that answer, the useless Konohamaru became surprised. And old Granny Koharu tried to re-ask if what Boruto said was true, and if Naruto was still safe somewhere, Koharu asked Boruto to tell her where it was, and the old lady also accused Boruto of hiding them. But as we know, guys, it was all the Kawaki who did it, and because of that, Boruto told them that he wouldn't tell him. Maybe you don't understand what Boruto means, but let me explain briefly. Boruto is too naive to protect Kawaki. He didn't want to let everyone know his lie. And because of that, Homura assumed that what Boruto said was a lie. Even he was so dumbfounded by Boruto's words that he didn't know what to say. But Boruto firmly stated that he did not lie at all, and everything he said was the truth. In addition, Boruto thinks that he has no intention of talking to you and just wants to tell the truth. And because she was annoyed by Boruto's words, Homura threatened Boruto if he wanted to die in pain, and at the same time, Ibiki with a sharp gaze approached Boruto while wanting to do something. Is it finally going to be the interrogation you want, Boruto? But before anything happened, Shikamaru tried to contact Ino and ask how Inojin was doing. But because Shikamaru heard that Inojin was fine, Shikamaru tried to directly say the real point. And Ino seemed to know what Shikamaru meant, and it was about Boruto. Shikamaru explains that this is a bad situation. He asks Ino to connect him with Boruto alone because he wants to talk to him. But Ino seemed to doubt Shikamaru's orders. Is this even his request as Hokage? But Ino explained to Shikamaru that mind-to-mind communication for personal needs was a crime. And if Shikamaru did this, then it was the same as he had violated the 5 rules. And as usual, Shikamaru pleaded with Ino because this was a top-secret mission and only Ino could Shikamaru rely on. Ino was really confused at Shikamaru for being too supportive and helpful to Boruto, and it was completely incomprehensible. But Shikamaru is still trying to convince Ino. If Ino doesn't believe in Boruto, it doesn't matter, but Shikamaru begs to believe in him. Shikamaru commands Ino as Hokage and asks Ino for help as a friend. That's what Shikamaru said. But it seemed that this time Ino was completely unwilling to help Shikamaru and ignored his orders. And sure enough, it didn't work. Ino really didn't want to help Boruto. Then back in the interrogation room, Ibiki asked Boruto again about where the 7th Hokage was still alive. And if you can't tell him, then the point you're making doesn't make sense. You will die with a stain on your reputation as a traitor who killed the Hokage. And at the same time, Ibiki banged Boruto's head so hard against the table that Boruto bled out. And not only that, Ibiki also punched Boruto in the face and tortured him. While hitting Boruto's face, Ibiki said that he really wanted to hit Boruto's face very hard because you killed Naruto since 3 years. But Boruto savages and tells Ibiki, "Do you have a lot of free time? I envy you so much." Damn, this is so cool, Boruto. But the torture of Boruto did not stop there. Ibiki continued to torture him by hitting his stomach until Boruto was completely tortured. And Shikamaru, who saw Boruto from outside, really became desperate to see him. But because Ibiki continued to hit Boruto, Shikamaru from outside shouted to stop doing that to Boruto. Because after all, it's useless. Boruto is a person who will not tell his secrets even if he is hurt. Shikamaru has another plan to use poison on Boruto. And because of that, he asks someone to call Mitsuki to do it. But hearing Shikamaru's orders, Konohamaru thought that it was a bad plan. Mitsuki has a very strong lust for killing Boruto. If he is not careful, he will eventually kill Boruto if he sees his face. And since it was too late to ask him everything, let him be tortured first. But Shikamaru did not care about Konohamaru's words and still decided to call Mitsuki. And before Mitsuki came, Ida, who had been spying on Boruto from the beginning, thought that Boruto had absolutely no intention of saying what Kawaki had actually done first. Then Ida asked Kawaki if he would keep his position in Konoha, and because Ada said that Boruto had no intention of leaking everything, Damon really didn't understand what Boruto was thinking. The Damon's response is the same as all of us guys. Boruto should have said that this is all because of Kawaki. Damn, I'm so annoyed at this situation. Then we returned to see Mitsuki, who had come to the interrogation room. But before Mitsuki entered the room, Shikamaru was seen giving something to Mitsuki. However, it was not clear what he was giving. Shikamaru said that we are all shinobi. This is a mission. Control your emotions and fulfill your duty. That's what Shikamaru said before Mitsuki entered the room. And when Mitsuki entered the room, Konohamaru explained to him that Boruto was the key witness. And because of that, there was still hope that he was hiding other information. The point is that we still need that person until he really tells us everything, so don't kill him. But after Mitsuki entered, Boruto provoked Mitsuki's emotions to make it look more natural. Boruto called Mitsuki a fool and asked if you were still looking for your son. And at the same time, Mitsuki turned himself into Sage mode and gave off a murderous aura. And at the same time, Mitsuki seemed to attack Boruto and made Konohamaru panic. Mitsuki did it very naturally, and he also told Boruto if that was all that could be said to be a traitor. But who would have thought Ibiki pulled Mitsuki, and it turned out that he had done very well what Shikamaru ordered. He used a snake to open the handcuffs that bound Boruto's hands. And Mitsuki also said that Boruto's tools were in the security place precisely in this part of the building. There are 2 shinobi guarding that room. Good job, Mitsuki. And after seeing what Mitsuki did, Konohamaru got up from his chair and became upset. He felt that this should not be done because it was dangerous. but Konohamaru had not yet realized that something had happened. Boruto said that this was not because he was hostile to them or anything. He would provide information if it was needed. But it was all up to you how to react. Boruto, who used hand seals and managed to escape from that place, made Konohamaru surprised after realizing that the handcuffs on Boruto's hands had come off. Realizing that Boruto had escaped, Ibiki became upset with what had happened. He was even a little suspicious of Amado because originally the handcuffs were an effective object, but Ibiki considered them trash. But who would have thought, with Boruto's successful escape, Konohamaru became suspicious of Mitsuki because he was the one who helped Boruto. But because Konohamaru felt that the handcuffs had a 4-digit code and only he, Ibiki, and the 8th Hokage knew, making the accusation to Mitsuki invalid. Konohamaru's base is useless and stupid. Boruto, who managed to escape, has moved to take his items that have been guarded by 2 shinobi. But Boruto casually took his items and told them to calm down, because all this is not their fault. And after getting all his items, Boruto used the same jutsu to leave the place. Then we see again where Mitsuki apologizes to Konohamaru for his attitude. Besides, they did not suspect and did not know that Shikamaru and Mitsuki had worked together to free Boruto. It turned out that Konohamaru and others were really stupid. Oh yeah, the old lady also told them that they had made a big blunder because they had wasted a golden opportunity to kill Boruto. But Shikamaru replied that he was wrong and apologized that he would look for him again. And after that, the old Granny Koharu warned Shikamaru to be wary, as this would lead to great consequences. And not long after that, Sarada came with Sumire to meet with Shikamaru. Sarada's arrival was only to confirm Boruto's condition. But after getting information from Shikamaru that Boruto had escaped, Sarada was shocked. And suddenly, Shikamaru gets an emergency communication call from Kankuro. Kankuro provides emergency information to Konoha that Gaara and Shinki have been defeated by humanoid humans we know as Shinju. Kankuro's purpose in contacting Konoha, besides providing emergency information, was to ask Konoha for help, because according to Kankuro's information, Shinki was still alive, but unfortunately he was sealed by a tree. Kankuro planned to explain everything in detail to Konoha, but what was more important now was to ask Konoha for help. And the final spoilers show the awakening of a new Shinju named Ryu. Are you awake? How are you, Ryu? That's what Jura said after the new Shinju was awakened. Boruto chapter 14 spoilers end here. Oh yeah, Ryu is one of the most dangerous Shinju because, in addition to having rinnegan, he also has jiton, or is referred to as a magnetic element user. And to counter Shinki are shinobi who have very strong jutsu, especially Raiton or lightning elements. And I will provide further updates for valid information and actual translations as soon as the official episode appears. Like and subs, I'm Nim. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.